Unbelievable. I just can't believe what's happening with football. You know what? We thought 2020 would be the worst year possible, when we had no fans in the stadium, when the Premier League was suspended. That was like a big shock for us. But then came today. What's today's date? 18th of April. You know what? I woke up, was ready for the match day. United versus Burnley. Let's get the 3 points. And that was pretty much supposed to be my day. But then this news break out right before the match that some teams are trying to form a super league, and that like some teams are being selected to be part of the super league. It was just reports. None of the Premier League clubs confirmed about it. But then we all thought it was a rumor because there was rumors before like the Champions League was gonna make a different format. Suddenly, all of a sudden, these reports just started to get more traction, and till that point, no one ever confirmed what's gonna happen. But some Premier League teams, Liverpool, Chelsea, I think Tottenham, Arsenal, like these teams have actually put out statements. I'm still, as of right now, I'm waiting for Man United to put out their statement, which has not been released yet. Real Madrid put up a statement as well. So there have been clubs that put up the statement confirming that, that they have agreed to be part of the Super League. Now, prior to the confirmation, the Premier League and the UEFA have actually put up posts saying that if any team that were to do that, to go ahead and be part of the Super League, they will get banned. The reports are not 100% confirmed yet. Even Fabrizio Romano said that it's still just being discussed, which would happen. The discussion will happen tomorrow or today if you're watching this video. And that will be quite interesting because apparently Champions League, UEFA was supposed to be putting out their new proposed format for the Champions League, and then all of a sudden now the Super League announcement happened today. Strange, because it actually became official like in American time. Watching some of the live stream of UVZ and few others, they also picked up on it that this announcement was made more like an Eastern time rather than like a UK time. They could have made this announcement much earlier, or at least wait for the season to end, which is gonna pretty much end in like in a month's time. So the timing was really strange. It just blew up out of nowhere, and yeah, it's just crazy. So let's just look at the 12 teams that are going to be part of this. Well, let me just tell you about the format if you don't know about what the Super League's going to be like. So there are going to be 20 teams. There are going to be 15 founding teams, 12 of them have been confirmed, and there'll be 3 more added on soon. I'll also talk about which 3 teams are possibly going to be that. And then there'll be 5 teams that will also get to take part in this competition based on their domestic success. There's so many things that doesn't make sense over here. First of all, the 12 founding teams, which are Arsenal, Chelsea, Man United, Man City, Tottenham, and Liverpool from Premier League. Then there is Barcelona, Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid, and the Italian team, Inter Milan, AC Milan, and Juventus. The top 6 from the Premier League, let's just focus on that. I'm also skeptical about Atletico Madrid, but we'll get there. But the top 6 from the Premier League, Tottenham. On what basis is Tottenham an elite Super League team? And forget Tottenham, even Man City. Man City haven't won the Champions League. The closest they've got to winning the Champions League, I think, is the semi-finals under Manuel Pellegrini and eventually Pep this season. But they can't be considered as a Super League team. On what basis are they a Super League or European Super League team? There are many other clubs in the Premier League or was in the Premier League that have done better than them. Nottingham Forest, Aston Villa. So it doesn't make any sense for why Tottenham should be there. If anyone was to tell me that in the last 6 years, Tottenham have reached 1 Champions League final. So no one cares about being in the Champions League final, honestly. Same goes to Atletico Madrid. They reached 2 Champions League finals, but then you have teams like Sevilla who have won half of the Europa League in the last 10 years. Possibly Valencia. I think they have won the league more times in the last 2 decades than Atletico Madrid have. Whatever. I don't want to dive that much into who gets in and who gets out, but the whole thing just doesn't make any sense. So let's say if they were considering the last 5 seasons or something like that time frame, then what about Arsenal? Arsenal haven't qualified for Champions League in the last 4 seasons, I think. They haven't even won the Champions League. Why? What? It's just the branding, probably. That's why they are selected. But it's just a mess. So those are the 12 teams, and there are going to be 3 more teams, which apparently is going to be Porto, Red Bull Leipzig, and Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich initially declined to be part of it, even though they're a club that's owned by 51% by the fans. But there are reports now suggesting that it could be Bayern Munich, Porto, and Red Bull Leipzig from Bundesliga. You might be surprised at why PSG declined. There's a big reason for that, or possible reason. One of the board members of the UEFA is also the chairman of PSG. He's also the chairman of the Qatari broadcasting channel beIN Sports. Not the biggest fan of the channel, but he's a chairman of it. He has actually invested quite a bit of money in beIN Sports for the Champions League rights. So it would be a bad investment for him to take out PSG when they are not being able to take part in the competition, and all the money they spend would be for nothing. So possible reason why PSG declined to be part of this, but there's still gonna be 5 more teams based on domestic success. There are also other various things that's happening, like Belgium League and the Netherlands League. The league in Eredivisie are gonna combine. There's also gonna be something with the Russian League also being changed, and it's gonna be quite interesting to see what happens in the UEFA meeting. By the time this video is out, possibly there's gonna be some announcement regarding the current Champions League and the Premier League and Europa League and all the leagues. If the teams who actually agreed to be part of this were to get banned, PSG are default winners. Now PSG is quite an interesting team. Imagine they decline this season, and next season, after winning the Champions League this season, by default they go like, hey, we want in, and they could easily join in, you know? So PSG is being very clever with this, I believe, but teams in the Europa League, Arsenal and Man United, anticipating to be an all-English Europa League final if they beat Villarreal and Roma, respective to like Arsenal and United. But it's gonna be Villarreal-Roma final, and they can literally skip 2 legs of football and play the final in, I forgot where the final is being held, but yeah. And now in the Premier League, if the 6 teams were to get some kind of punishment, penalty or whatever, it's gonna be Leicester, West Ham, Aston Villa and Everton in the top 4, which I don't mind. It's gonna make it interesting. It's also good to have a change, guess. Or is this how the new normal is gonna be if teams decide to take part in the Super League? So there's a lot that doesn't make sense. The timing of the reports, the teams that are picked, a lot doesn't make sense. And Gary Neville's rant, I 100% agree to it. As a football fan, it hurts. Like, United has no right to be in this Elite Super League. The last European trophy they won is in 2008, the Champions League, 2017, the Europa League. So they're averaging like what, 1 trophy in Europe in a decade. And some teams, and half the Premier League teams that are gonna be part of it haven't even won any European trophy. It's not fair for the teams. It's not fair for the fans. And now let's talk about as a fan's point of view. Look, I've lived in America now for like 2 years now, and one thing I've noticed here is that, well, and I'm pretty sure like some of the other Americans could also chip in on this. People follow the player over here rather than the team. And I actually had this conversation recently with someone. That's when I realized that like people follow a player. Like, let's say for example let's say in Champions League, I follow Ronaldo. If Ronaldo plays for United, I'm a United fan. If he goes to Real Madrid, I become a Real Madrid fan. If he goes to Juventus fan. If he goes to PSG fan. That's how people follow players over here. Also, the other thing is like there's no like connection with the team over here, and that's how it's gonna be if this Super League is gonna happen. And there are gonna be more negative things that's gonna happen if this is confirmed to happen. I think what I found over here is that people associate themselves with the college that they go to or support a college team. Even for me, for example, I would rather watch a basketball game between USC, University of South Carolina versus Georgia Tech rather than watching what's the team in North Carolina, the Hornets. For the Hornets versus Wizards, for example. It's just weird, you know, like first of all, they have this whole different format, Eastern Conference, Western Conference, and I believe the Super League might take up that kind of a format where there are going to be 20 teams, 10 teams in each group. They play home and away. I think the top 4 teams qualify into quarterfinals and semifinals, 2 legs each, and then a final. It is interesting. I don't know, it could be interesting. I'm not saying it's not interesting, but then imagine doing that year in and every single year. The thing is that for me, the thing that's gonna go is that playing in the Champions League, you don't always get to see United versus Barcelona. You don't always get to see Liverpool versus AC Milan. Those were iconic moments that happens by chance if you are in the Champions League playing the top level. But now it's like you might watch Liverpool versus AC Milan every week, United versus Real Madrid every week, and it kind of loses its charm, you know. It's just not gonna work. I just don't see it working. I feel like initially there might be people that might like it, but I just don't see how I'm gonna like it as how I did watching the Premier League. You know, the music of the Premier League, the Champions League anthem, there's so many things. What's gonna happen? Is Justin Bieber gonna release a song as the anthem? Justin Bieber featuring Usher is like the new Champions League, Super League song. It's just, I feel like football is losing itself. It was losing obviously with the whole financial fair play thing that happened with Man City last year. We could go on about it, but I still felt like we were slowly losing it. But now it just feels like we just suddenly lost it. Like people, or especially football fans who have just heard the news right now, we all are like together and like, what's happening with football? Like it's just taken away from us. It's just strange. It's really strange. I just don't know. It just feels so different. It's not the same. It's not gonna be the same. And as a United fan, I hate this so much. Like if any of the top 6 clubs have said no, that club would have earned massive respect. If Liverpool would have said no, we don't want to be part of it, as a United fan, I would have respected Liverpool to another level. But none of them did it. Even Man City didn't do it. Apparently Man City said no, but then they accepted it. I don't know, but it's just disappointing to be a United fan. Any of the top 6, basically. I don't know, we'll see what happens. Hopefully things get develop into something better, but that's all I have to say, and hope you guys liked the video. Subscribe if you want to see any more reaction regarding this update, and I'll see you guys in a bit.